Yes, sir. Back at it again. Back at it like a crack addict. Drunk to his podcast in the building. It's your boy Yates from Atlanta, aka Wakanda.
And I'm your other host, Drell, from Portland, Oregon, City of Roses. You already
City
know.
of Roses. That's where we at with it today, man. We touched down in PO. Well,
Yes,
I
sir.
touched down. You know, I had to tap in with my guy.
You know what I mean?
Man, what we talking about, man?
Today we talking about social media and how it makes a lot of y'all fucking crazy. But the topic of today is social media. We obviously know that it has a positive impact and obviously a negative impact. But realistically, which of the two do you think is really winning the battle amongst the influence over people?
That's a good question. Because I almost don't know if it has a positive impact. I think it has positive capabilities. Like, you have a positive route you can take with it, but I don't think it's naturally positive at all. Like, I don't think it's like, here's something that's gonna make your life better.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I think it's like, here's something and you can choose to use it to make your life better. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think that's exactly what it's probably
like,
more so
on
what
me,
it is.
like in nature, I feel like that shit's bad.
Right. What do you think is the first noticeable thing that the first negative effect that you think it has on people?
It's addictive. It's more addictive than cigarettes or anything. So it's like, the fact that it's so accessible, it's so easy, it's not like an immediate negative thing where it's like you addicted to Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, TikTok, whatever, and it's like you might sit on it for 6 hours and be like, damn, I wasted this day, that's crazy. But it's not like an immediate loss, but like over a 10-year span, you doing that every day, it's like you can't put a price on how much you done missed out on in that
Right.
10 years. But it's like, it's not an immediate effect. Like, when you waste time, it's just like, man, you know, dang, I was tripping. But you don't really feel it till you 40 and you're like, man, I should have been hustling in my 20s.
Right.
I should have been saving money.
Nah, that's real shit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like now, and the only reason I feel like I have a little bit of clarity on it, I only get on social media now on Saturdays and Mondays.
I like that. It's treated like a world place that you go to. Treated almost like a workspace. Like I'm only working on this day.
And it's funny because now, whenever I get on, I be a little excited.
Yeah, like, man, let's see what the world's been up to.
And then I realize I never miss nothing.
Yeah.
Like, it's always like, damn, I ain't been shit. Like, hella messages just like, oh, pull up, well, like, to bullshit or whatever. And then it's like, oh, it was this person's birthday, cool. But it's never like, the world don't be moving. Like, you be thinking when you not on it, like, you so addicted to it, you like, but what's going on? What's up with people? And then, you know, as you get used to, like, you know, now, like, on the days where I can get on, I might be on for maybe an hour.
Right.
Like, spaced out throughout the day, like 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, 5 minutes. And half the time, I'm just posting for the podcast.
Right.
And it's like, you can appreciate it more. Like, the stuff I like about it, I really appreciate, you know, but I don't really be missing it like that no more.
Right.
You know? Because I realize it's like a boredom thing. Like, anytime you bored, you like, all right, let me hop on.
Let me pull out my phone. Right, versus now when you're bored, you're probably like, let me actually do something like that's actually like real life or something that's actually productive.
But you know what's funny? I still hop on my phone, but I just don't be doing that. Like, I hop on my phone and go through my photos and be like, why am I even on my phone? Like,
it's like right. It's like because you gotta break. It's like you gotta break that. You gotta break that because like you said, it's addictive, and it's not even addictive to the fact that I'm just looking at this particular app, but it's like a addiction of just feeling like the need to look at my phone.
It's really like a fear of boredom. It's like we're so accustomed to being to chasing gratification and getting it immediately that like any couple minutes we're not getting it, we feel like we're missing something. And it's like this space of like, man, this don't feel good. I need to do something to make me feel good. It's like, oh, I know what made me feel good. Let me just go see if I got any likes, or let me go like something, or let me go look at something, you know. And it's like always diverting your energy to other stuff because you afraid of kind of sitting with yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think that makes sense. It's probably definitely the case for some people.
What do you think? Do you think social media good for you, bad for you? What you think?
That's a tough question. I think it does more harm than it definitely does good, for sure. Like I definitely don't think like you said, I like how you said it makes sense for like the possible capabilities. Mm-hmm. But I definitely think it has more of a negative impact, simply for the fact of like it shows us it's just too nosy. I feel like it's too personal what somebody else got going on to where you always looking at what another motherfucker is doing.
That's real.
So it's like, you know, when you think about like Instagram, they like you'll see somebody obviously posting them getting on the flights. You see them doing all this, you know, eating at these extravagant restaurants, all this shit. So you like, man, I'm not doing enough. I gotta be living like this. So they not sharing none of that. You know, people on Twitter and stuff like that, they just trying to say shit that just sounds good. That they're just like, a girl be on there and she be all like, man, I just need my pussy ate good disrespectfully today. And it's just like, no, you don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because if you did, you would just call a nigga.
Text me. No.
Right. Because if you did, you would just call a nigga up and just find and get that without going to the internet.
Right. You want
the
attention.
You want the attention. You feel me? So it's like that's what they want. They want the attention. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a guy like doing the shit like, oh, we gotta respect our queens out here.
We gotta attention.
It's like it just be
that's
like
all social media is.
It's
a ploy for who can get the most attention or how can you gain attention, and that's why I say it's naturally negative. Because attention is always gonna follow what's the most in your face shit, and the most in your face shit is never gonna be the stuff that's good for you. Like you tell me, like, hey, like you eat extremely healthy. You chastising me on how I eat. You saying, hey, look, this is a good herb for this to counter this. You should eat this. That's not interesting. That's not in my face. If you say like, I'm gonna drink this whole bottle of Hennessy right now. That interests me. I'm like, man, I kind of want to watch it. Even though I know it's stupid, I know you're gonna be drunk. I know you're gonna be falling over yourself. I gotta watch it. I know how it's gonna end. I still gotta watch it. Why? Because it's like it's more in your face, and it's like that's like the natural setup. It's gonna always get worse and worse. It's just like porn, like porn. Like people who watch porn all the time. You're gonna start getting into more intense stuff. That's just natural because it's like you always gotta push the envelope. It's human nature to always push the envelope. It's the same. We always talk about how it's necessary to grow. Like in every avenue of life, all life is growth.
Right.
It's either you growing or you dying. That's all life is. So it's like social media. Like you're most likely gonna grow toward negative. You have the capacity to use it as a benefit, but at that point you being strategic with it. At that point you being disciplined with it. And at that point you have a plan and you stick to it.
It's like it was made. It was almost like social media was made for responsible people. You know what I'm saying? It was like it's almost like it has its benefits, like you said, for it to work, but it was like almost like it wasn't made for the average mind.
I feel like it was made for the average mind because it made just to hold attention.
Well, I mean, I feel like later it turned into that once they realized there was so much money involved in it. Because in the beginning, like, it was literally just a source of just communication,
like chatting.
Yeah, because when when I was growing up, like, I was one of the first people who was like on the MSN Messenger, like the AIM, like MySpace, like all that shit. Even when
like the genesis.
Like where it all originated of just social media, like where it really started, like Facebook, you know what I'm saying? Even when Facebook first started, even when Facebook first started, it was only supposed to be for college kids, you know what I'm saying? Because I remember you had to have attached to your network to what college you went to be able to have it. So it was literally like just strictly for college. So it was like it was made for college people to connect and interact and stuff like that. And then once the outside world started getting, then just regular people, like people who don't go to school. So it started, I feel like, getting away from production. Like even when MySpace was big, like it was about coding. That's why MySpace, which is another conspiracy, I feel like they got rid of MySpace because like it was just too convenient for people. It was too easy for people to learn coding. And you know what I'm saying? Because in the beginning, like, nigga, I was learning how to code when I was like in grade school, like middle school, And I didn't even know that that's what it was, because there's a kid, there's a Native American dude I used to kick it with. He used to live around the corner from me, and he had his own website, and this was like 7th grade, and he was all like, yeah man, let's go to my house, and you know what I'm saying, it's like I'll show you my website and stuff, and you know, that was like right when I first started like making stencils and spray painting on shirts and like making clothes and stuff. So we was talking about like a website and stuff, and he was like the one that first told me to show me like the, you know, the arrow MIMG space SRC equals like paste the photo bucket link to the thing and then close the caption, and then it's like you type the letters, the arrows with the B for bold. Like I didn't even know what that shit was. I thought it was like a cheat code. Like I didn't even know like that was like real coding. And everybody was knowing that. You know what I'm saying? So and then it's like they quickly got rid of that, and then no other social media ever decided to bring coding back. Now it's like, oh, don't worry, like we'll make your profile for you. All you gotta do is just plug the information in. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be like you said, it started evolving for like the regular mind, for the people who aren't using it for production. Because in the beginning, like MySpace Music, all that shit, like that's where a lot of them people were coming up, like, you know, like the Soulja Boys, like the Pack, like Lil B and stuff like that, and people was using that like heavy. And then it's like once the regular people start getting in, but that's when the nonsense started coming in. You know what I mean? Just people talking about nothing. Like, you know, now it's like, and then it just turned into like this big, just like chat fest, social
like
media
echo
fest.
Chamber.
Yeah, exactly. And then now all of a sudden, now we're showing pictures of ourselves. So now it's like, and then they add the likes. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, and it's like, what's next? Like, you know what I mean? What's the next thing they're gonna add to like amp up the level of I need to be praised, basically, feature, because
in
that's
the dopamine shop.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Okay, view counts, like numbers, comments. They start adding all these like explore page, the blue check. They just keep adding these little things, you know, to just make a nigga feel less and less
Who's
important.
Following you? Who unfollows
you?
Like people losing real friends over like a follow or a like.
And I feel like that shit started with MySpace with that top. Remember MySpace, they used to have the top 8?
Yeah.
Like I remember I go
like
to niggas shit. Like it had like it showed like they first top friends and shit. And I look and I be like, I ain't know that nigga tight. My nigga ain't got me in the top 5. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you go to, you know, girl you like, she's like, oh yeah, I'm on the top 8. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm one of the top niggas. Like, and it's like I feel like shit like that, but it wasn't that bad with MySpace though, because it was just that, you know what I'm saying? MySpace, MySpace is off the chain. Like there ain't been a social media platform that's really been better than that.
I feel like IG too. Though.
No, IG's heavy, but it's just too basic. Yeah. It's just too basic. Like MySpace was literally like when you can come to their website. Yeah. Like think about if somebody click on the Drunk Tourist Podcast Instagram handle, and and then as soon as they click on it, we have a background picture of like us like on the couch, where we take like a thumbnail type pic, and then there's like pictures of T-shirts that says buy now, automatic to the cart, email listing at the bottom, all just one click of a button. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to make you go to an outer thing. Okay, here's the website. Like MySpace is literally like that on just one page, so I can literally just click on your name and then it'll pull up your page, and you'll have like, you know, you can add your cart to it. Like if you know the codes and stuff, you was able to add all that shit. So like think about just clicking on everybody's thing is literally clicking on a bunch of different websites within one portal of social media. Like, you know what I mean?
You know
like,
when I loved Instagram? When they still had the photo map. You remember the photo map?
Oh, to see where people was posting that? Yeah, the geotag shit. Like, man. That's how I got tapped in with some people in other countries and shit.
That was part of the reason I was traveling so much. That shit was like a resume for hoes. Like when you hit a girl up, and you be like, oh yeah, I'm you be at the crib. Like, yeah, I'm probably gonna be flying back from Paris, and you know, I wanna link with you when I get back. You already at the crib. But what they gonna do, they gonna go over to your photo map, like, oh, this nigga really been there. He really been all over it. And that shit was like shooting fish in a barrel, man. I used to love them. I was so hurt when they got rid of this. I still don't get why.
I think it's probably like a national security thing, like just people getting kidnapped or something, people being stupid, leaving their thing on, people tracking them and stuff.
They still got the location.
I mean, you can still get grabbed, but I mean, it's probably just a little less hard.
It's just less, cause now it's like people gotta really go through your pictures and they gotta kind of know the world. Like, oh, this is this place, this is it. Like, it used to just be like you really scroll around the map, like, damn, they done been to all these spots. That shit was hard, bro. I
That shit crazy. But so I did like that aspect about that. But like I said, social media got to start getting to the point to where it was more about validation than it was about actual networking. You know, it went from like social networking to like social validation. Now it's like you reach out to somebody on the internet, it's like, can I help you? Like, what do you want? Type stuff. Like now it's like everyone's like, it ain't even like a place of like to connect. It's almost like even like dating apps. Like I've used plenty of dating apps, and you'll connect with people on there, and then people will talk, but it don't ever build to nothing. It's just like
it can.
I'm not saying it can't. I mean, of course, I'd have met and knocked down ones off of there, but I'm just saying like it just like the overall average, like the number is so much more skewed. Like. Versus like, man, let me just meet somebody who is just genuinely talking. Like now it's like there's all these like, okay, well, who is this person? There's so many little ulterior motive things. Like you said, like, let me go to this person's page. Let me see how valuable they look. Like it's just so much more investigative like now and stuff.
It's like, but at the same time, it's comparable to real life. Like now, I think the biggest difference from that time before to now is originally the internet was positioned as an online version of life.
Right.
But nobody really accepted it at first. It was like, all right, maybe we can talk to each other, whatever. The more people got invested on the internet being like a real place where you go to connect, the more it became like real life to me. So the reason why I feel like it is, like that's how real life is. Like your value is judged.
Yeah.
Like what you've done does matter.
That's true.
What you can present to people, it matters. Like it don't really matter how great you look. Like certain women are gonna look for certain assets. Right. Certain girls gonna look for certain looks. Certain you know. But it's just like the internet made it where it's like, okay, now it's not. I was just talking to my girl about how like back in the day, like people really would always end up dating and marrying people either in their circle or in a circle connected to their circle. So let's say you my homie, I got 8 other homies, I got 10 associates, homeboys, I got 5 homegirls. Usually the person I'ma marry gonna be either one of y'all friends or one of y'all friends of friends. Right. That was real life.
Right. That's
for years. So it was like people didn't really have trouble kind of staying together because like your only other options is still in this circle of people, maybe 30 to 40 people, and maybe your coworkers being added on making it 30, 40. Now it's like, bro, if it's a bad bitch in Wisconsin, you one click away.
Right, for real.
You know what I mean? So it's like the internet, man, it's a scary place. It's a beautiful but scary place because it's like it's real life now. It's just more access.
Man, think about when they start getting that Metaverse thing is going to be even more so like like bring it back to like them days where like, man, what did they have that? It was like that Toontown or whatever.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Bro, that shit used to be lit.
I'm telling you.
Like motherfuckers start having the
Clubhouse, man.
Yeah.
Clubhouse. People and one thing I can say about the internet, it is the real world. It's just a magnifying. It's like a magnifier on the reality. Right. So like if you an asshole, you gonna be a super asshole on the internet. If you a pervert, you gonna be a super pervert.
Because everybody's gonna be able to see it and it's
bro,
gonna be
I'm
out
telling
there.
You, or you can hide it. Either it's gonna be real in the open or real hidden. Either way, you gonna be who you are. So it's like, bro, I think it's negative.
Yeah.
Naturally, at its core. Not saying it's the worst thing in the world. And not saying, oh, you shouldn't have it. It's just like, it's naturally not a good thing.
And I also think like when we talk about intent and stuff behind certain things, and I think like now it's like I think the intent behind it is ill now, to where and it just reflects that, just because it's like, so it reminds me of like just some huge giant like propaganda swaying machine. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Like when people talk about like Donald Trump, majority of the time when people hop on to like the Donald Trump hate wave is because it was what was going on their page. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's trending.
It's trending. Like
you don't even know what he said for real.
Don't even know what he said for real. It's like, yeah, I heard he's an asshole, so he's an asshole type shit. Like even like TV, like TV shows. It's almost like I'm the type where I'm like, I don't even want to watch this shit because y'all talk about this shit so damn much.
For sure.
Like I don't know. It's like it's just crazy how much influence it have with people. I remember I used to work in the mall. This kid came in to buy a shirt. He's like, hey man, do y'all have any of that Stussy or whatever? I'm like, you mean Stussy? And then he's like, yeah, that one. And I'm like, bro, you don't even know what you're buying? Yeah. He was like, I don't know, man, I just be hearing people talk about it, so I just want to get it. And I'm just like, all right, you hype beast, let me ring you up. Like, and I feel like that's how it is with the internet. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but that's how it is in real life. It's not just the internet.
That's true. That's true. It's true because
but it rushes. It speeds it up. It speeds
facts.
It's
just exactly. Because obviously, if you're in your neighborhood, it's the same thing as like being in the hood and you know having like gang around or street dudes. Is like if that's your influence, you know what I mean. That's what seems to be cool. That's gonna be the things that you fall into because that's what's around. Like same thing with internet. So it's like, oh, this. Everyone's watching Euphoria. Everyone keeps talking about power. Like I'm missing out. Like I'm not with the end because I'm not watching the newest show like that everybody watching.
The scariest part about the internet is you can pretend better. Like you were saying,
hella better.
You could be outside and you can't really fake. Like you can say you got some Stussy shirts on, but we're gonna see you every day. How much Stussy do you really have?
Right.
You know, you can say, oh, I got all the new kits. We're gonna really be looking at your feet every day. On the internet, like. You could just say whatever. Like you could say, I'm a multi-millionaire businessman and I can give you financial tips the whole time you're in your mama's basement. Like on the internet, it's like this beautiful I'm about to mess this word. Anonymity. I'm gonna let the word go. It's this beautiful space of being able to like be private while being public, and it's like it's scary. You know, like, just look at the show Catfish. I always laugh at that show because 99% of the time they're not a real person. It's been like 2 times out of like 12 seasons, the person was really who they said they were talking to.
Or some Nigerian guy or something.
No, they all just really, really heavy people usually, or like men pretending to be women, or you know, something where somebody hating themselves, so they pretend to be somebody else to like enjoy that attention of being the opposite of them usually. Rather than just dealing with their issues, be like, you know what, I don't like this about myself, I'm gonna change this, and learning to love themselves along the process. They're just like, I'm gonna just pretend I changed all this, which is some internet shit. Like, you can't do that in real life. In real life, you can't be 400 pounds and say,
hey, I'm a beautiful 100.
Bro, that shit is crazy. Like, you can't do it.
Right.
Like, but on the internet, you can. So it's like, it's a space where people can pretend, and that's why it's negative.
Hey man,
what do you think?
What do you think, America, and everybody else who watched this? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm with Yates. I don't think social media is beneficial. Other than the fact that, you know what I'm saying, you have an audience, a broader audience. But even then, you know what I'm saying, that somehow that I don't know, you get shadow banned and they don't even see it still. So I don't know. I can't see nothing good about it. But man, that's the Drunk Tourist Podcast. Appreciate y'all.
You've been shadow banned ever since I was talking about punching that girl in the back of the head.
And that's the most viewed thing. Hey, obviously, it's what you want. So why you banning it?
She asked for it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We don't condone.
Not at all. Never hit a woman unless she asked for a section.
And you gotta watch that to really get in context. But yeah, make sure y'all go back and watch that episode and the rest of the ones of the Drunk Tourist Podcast. Let us know what y'all think below, man. Social media, up or down, good or bad, what in between, how you feel.
And tap in on all of the podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you can listen to a podcast. You driving, you bored at work, whatever, you know, tap in, listen to the episode. You don't gotta watch us. I know niggas fine, but you ain't gotta watch us. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Ski? Man, back at it, man. Till next time.